So what is a dysregulated nervous system? Every 5 seconds, our body is sending our brain a message about if we are safe or not. Without our conscious awareness, we are constantly scanning our environment, searching for cues of safety and cues of danger in order to make sure that we're taking appropriate actions to keep ourselves safe. A regulated nervous system matches the appropriate action to the level of perceived threat and returns back to equilibrium once the threat is gone. For example, if you're almost hit by a car when you're crossing the street, in order to respond to this perceived threat, the oncoming car, your heart may increase, your muscles tense, your pupils dilate, as your body is moving into that fight or flight sympathetic activation in order to flee from the car. Once the car is gone and you're safe again, you return back to that state of rest and digest in our parasympathetic nervous system, and you begin to be able to notice your environment and socially engage with the people around you. This process of being able to self-regulate by seeing a threat, taking the appropriate level of action to match the level of threat, and returning back to normal is called our window of tolerance. And most of us move through this cycle on a daily basis. However, when chronic stress or traumatic events happen, it pushes our nervous system beyond its capacity to self-regulate and causes dysregulation. So a dysregulated nervous system means that we're reacting based on a threat response that happened in the past that wasn't finished or resolved, which led it to be stored in our bodies as trauma. Now this causes thoughts and feelings and behaviors to be triggered that are not based on what's happening right now and the level of threat right now, which causes us to overreact or underreact to the perceived source of danger. So what does this mean? What does this look like? Have you ever had a strong emotional reaction to something small, like getting really angry when someone doesn't text you back? It can feel like your emotions feel really justified in the moment, but once the moment's passed, you can't seem to understand why you were so upset and why you keep having these reoccurring thoughts that won't go away. Or maybe you've had the opposite happen, where you have little to no emotional reaction to something big, like the end of a serious relationship. You may have felt like the end was inevitable and that you shouldn't have bothered to try anyways, you're just going to end up alone. Underreacting and overreacting to a situation are signs of a dysregulated nervous system. Being dysregulated causes our nervous system to constantly activate this fight or flight response, or within our sympathetic nervous system. It's like constantly being in the on position, as if there's a threat happening now, but what we're responding to happened in the past. When this happens, we can become overstimulated and experience anxiety, anger, restlessness, panic, and hyperactivity. It's also possible for our nervous system to be constantly in a shutdown collapse state, or of a dorsal-vagal branch of our parasympathetic nervous system. This is like constantly being in the off position, which can lead to chronic depression, disconnection, chronic body fatigue, and exhaustion. It's also possible to alternate between the off and on position.